Hello, everybody. I wanted to go behind the scenes in the admissions formula because we had a little bit of a tech glitch over at the College Conversation, and I've promised that I'm going to take folks behind the scenes in order to give you a bit more insight into how some of these things work in the admissions formula. So if you're brand new around here and you don't know what I'm talking about, the very first thing you need to do is go watch my masterclass. The replay for the masterclass will come down tonight, Wednesday, I think at 6 p.m. Pacific. So please make sure that you register for the replay. The links have been sent all over the place. If you need it, you can go ahead and ask below. But you need to register. Then you go ahead and grab that link from your email and go watch the masterclass. It's free and it's going to come down tonight. But the admissions formula, which is my 10-week college admissions program for parents of 8th through 11th graders, will kick off next week, and our doors will close tonight for enrollment, and seats are very limited right now, okay? So if you've been sort of on the fence, check out this video and then go grab your seat. So what I'm going to do is talk a little bit about some things that I did not address in the masterclass because the focus of the masterclass was on college list building, and I want to make sure in this you understand a bit more about what happens behind the scenes in the admissions formula. So the first question that I get is related to our schedule, and so I want to talk about that a little bit. And please, if you have further questions related to the admissions formula, you can drop them below here in the comments. You can click the little talking head that you see at the bottom of the admissionsformula.com page. You can hit reply on your emails. If you're not getting your emails, make sure you check your junk mail. But there's lots of ways for you to connect with me and ask questions today. So the first thing is related to the schedule. You'll notice on our page when you scroll down, there is a tentative schedule, and it says that the course runs February 1st until April 21st. And you'll notice, if you count the weeks, that that's more than 10 weeks. The official 10-week start date for the program is Monday, February 13th. And that's because that is when we drop our first meaty module. And that module is all about mindset and setting the foundation for college admission, not just college list building. And we walk through everything you need to know in order to really have healthy, engaging conversations with your teen, how to do some repair if you need to do that, and also things you need to be thinking about related to what we talked about with setting the foundation. The reason I'm showing you this schedule is because I want you to see how things work, okay? Right when you register, you're going to get Module 0. We've also extended the Hunt for the Perfect College bonus to anyone that enrolls in this session, okay? I don't know when I'm opening this thing again, and at this point, it is not going to be offered in 2023, and any new programs are most likely going to be for alumni only of the admissions formula. So right away, you get your first module, and you're going to get access to the Hunt. Then February 13th, we're going to go ahead and release the first module. Then in the second week, we're going to release the second module. How much time does that take in the modules? About 60 to 90 minutes a week, okay? You can carve that out now, or you can wait until, look at what it says, week 3, okay? In week 3 is catch-up week. So maybe you didn't have time the first couple weeks. You now get to catch up, and we have our first group coaching call that I'll talk about in a minute. And then so on and so forth. So notice that I know you. I'm a busy mom as well. We build in that catch-up time for you to make sure that you do have time. If you want to stay on pace with us, we build that in, okay? We have a very, very high completion rate from our course, and it's because of the pacing and the accountability and things we do to keep you guys focused and going. Notice the last comment on this says, members will have full online course access for 12 months. So even when those 10 weeks are over, you still will be able to download workbooks, look at the videos, do everything that you can to get all that information together. And then once you have that, you will have your blueprint, you will have your resources, you'll have whatever you need to guide your teen 8th through 11th grade through the process, okay? So I wanted to show you that first. And the second thing I want to show you is a bit more about the group coaching. Okay, so the way that the group coaching works is we make sure that there are 2 time slots available for every call. So you get 3 different sessions, okay, 3 calls that are scattered throughout. So notice there's one here, it says week 3, week 6, week 10. So for the week 3 call, we're going to pick a day, okay, and that's a day that's convenient with my schedule. It's usually going to be a Tuesday night, maybe a Monday night, but sometimes it might be on a weird weekend day where I think people are going to be available. It doesn't matter, okay? What happens is we decide on 2 sessions, okay? We decide on the sessions after we have everybody's time zones, okay? And so we pull to figure out where is our group from, because it's sort of different every session. And then we're going to pick the call time. So it might be 4 p.m. Pacific you can come to, or 6 p.m. Pacific, okay? And they're after the traditional work days. So if you want to come live, you can. You don't have to. It's a great way to feel a sense of community, but it's totally up to you. And if you can't, it's not a big deal because all the calls are recorded, okay? So what I wanted to show you is what are we going to talk about in these group coaching sessions? So what we do is we pick questions of yours that you had in the module, okay? So you do the module first, and then you're going to complete a survey. And the survey, I'm going to show you real quick, okay? The survey is going to ask a variety of questions like, for example, what is your biggest takeaway so far? Okay, so that way we can talk about takeaways because that's how people learn from each other. And then, do you have a question? Okay, and if you have a question, you can drop the question. So notice this is sort of random. Here we've got 4, okay, and now someone's asking a question. So what we do is we look at all of the questions, okay, and this is sort of all the questions. We read everything in order to get to know our class. And what we do then is we look at the top 10, 15, whatever questions for that session, and we create a beautiful slide deck for everybody, and we go through and we answer the questions. If you have further questions that weren't answered in the group coaching call, they can then go into a Q&A thread that we put on Facebook to keep answering questions. So I'm like an answering machine, you guys. The entire time I'm answering tons of questions, and that's how personalized it is. I answer, I engage, I coach, okay? So in that group coaching session, we make sure questions are answered. People can definitely add more in the chat. We're continuing to answer questions. If I need to dig in with you because I need more context, I'll say, can we talk about it? You unmute yourself. If you're on camera, you can be on camera, and we talk, and I coach you. How powerful that is for a parent who didn't even think of asking that question. That's the great thing about group coaching is people ask things that you never in a million years thought that you needed to ask, okay? And that's the beauty of being 8th through 11th grade in one group, because it's like the Montessori method, okay? You're going to learn so much from parents who've done different things from you. Maybe they did things that they'd never do again and they want to teach you about it. We learn from each other by being in this like mixed age group, okay? It's a very Montessori style method that we do here, and I love it. It is intentional, okay? So that's sort of how the group coaching works. The calls are 60 to 90 minutes. Everything's recorded. You get a time-stamped, version of it, and I can show you right here what that looks like, okay? And so if we go here in your course, you'll see that we've got replays of group coaching and Facebook Lives. So this was just from one session, and actually I'm in the wrong one, so let me go into this one. Here we go, in the fall. Okay. So if we go into this replay, okay, you'll see all these ones up here, these 1, 2, 3, 4 different Facebook Lives were extra things I did just for this group because of the questions they were asking, okay? I did one about how do you find your fit? How do you make the most of summer? What do you do when you're undeclared? Okay. And then see group coaching number 1, 4 p.m., group coaching 6 p.m. So let's just look here at this group coaching call. Okay. You have your video. It was 1 hour and 9 minutes. And then you've got your timestamps. Carolyn asked, is a school a good bet if the student profile is higher but the rejection rate? Okay. And everything is timestamped. So we know where your question is. So if you couldn't attend, or even if you could, and you don't have a lot of time, you could, if you wanted to, just go to your question, okay? And so we do this for all the videos, so things are really, really easy to find afterwards. So this is just one segment. These are just the group coaching call pieces, okay? Lots of information in here for folks when you need it, okay? So that's how the group coaching piece works. The other thing I wanted to show you that I didn't have time to tell you before was related to our workbooks, okay? So what people tell me afterwards, and I tell everyone at the beginning, you get a binder, you get dividers, you name your dividers: foundation, testing, academic plan, selective admission, college list building, and then spotlight videos, which are the FAQs. And you're going to print your workbook so you have your binder the whole time for however many kids you have. You can use that workbook. I also at the end say print an extra copies just in case you want one for a kid later, okay? But let me show you this workbook. So this is just an example of the workbook for number 1. Okay, I'm gonna go to the top, okay? Everyone will have their workbooks. And as you're going through the video, it's gonna keep you in tune. We have these workbooks and you can do it all online. They're all fillable, okay? And it goes through all of my foundations that I'm going to teach you. Here's the conversation starters. It all goes through, okay? And that way, you're not just passively watching a video. Instead, you're engaging with the content, and that's what makes it so powerful. I'm a teacher, you guys. I want you to get a lot out of this program and not just passively sit there and listen, okay? Some people, you'll download the the Kajabi app, which is where our course lives. And what you'll do is you might listen to it in a carpool lane. You'll listen to what I'm saying, and then you can go back and do your workbooks later. Lots of people do that. Carpool line is a great place to do it. You can go on a walk and listen to the videos. Later, you can do the workbooks, but we try to make it as convenient as possible, okay? And then on top of that, we give you a ton of resources. And these are usually things we'll say to download to your computer because there's often a lot of clickable things in here, okay? So for example, college list building resources. We talked about this. These are a bunch of different types of factors, and in it, every single one is linked to these are the resources that we want you to really be focusing on, okay? So those are kind of two of the pieces that happen in the online course and then the group coaching. And then the other piece is you're here right now on Facebook, most of you, and what we do offer you is an optional Facebook group, a community that you can be a part of as you're going through these 10 weeks. And the community is a really place to it's a place to lift each other up because parenting teens can be very challenging. I know that. And it's how I help with accountability. So when we're in, for example, Module 1 and you're working on your conversation starters, whether your teen maybe wants to do it with you or isn't quite ready or is reticent and you don't know what to do, whatever, we're going to share stories about it. We're going to go ahead and talk through it. We're going to make sure that you're getting the help you need as you go through these things in the course, okay? If you're wondering, is it for the student? Is it for the parent? Let me tell you, this is a parent-facing course. I'm teaching you what you need to do. If you didn't go to the master class, then you're going to be confused about that. But I do it because teens get overwhelmed. You need the information first, so that way you don't feel overwhelmed. And then when your teen is ready, you'll go ahead and give out that information to them, okay? Sometimes your teen will be invited to participate with you in these conversations. Little 15-minute things to get them interested and excited about college admission, okay? So for example, when I teach you how to do the college research on specific schools, I'm going to show you the tools. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And then when your teen is ready, you get to pull that out and you get to go ahead and work with it. Either have your teen do it, or you can sit down with your teen and do it together. So it's really for parents, but you're going to have all the tools and resources to be able to help your teen when you need it. The goal is to turn you into a college admissions expert so you don't need to hire all these other people to be working directly with your teen because you live with your teen, and I want you to be working together on this process before they fly the coop so you can actually have a really connected time on these things that are going to affect their future, okay? So let me see. If you have other things, other questions, please ask me. The other, I would say, big thing here that I wanted to show you is related to these spotlight videos. So this is something that, oops, I'm in the wrong one again. This is something that we added, I think 2 sessions ago, and we did it in order to really organize the frequently asked questions that we get that aren't in the core content, but there's stuff that you were wondering that you need answers to. So let me show you, okay? If we go, for example, to this module 2 on questions, FAQs. Someone asked a question about like, should my students take the AP exams or not? Well, I didn't have content about that in the core course because it can't cover every little nuance of everything we try, but stuff comes up, okay? Someone asked this question. So now in the course is a 16-minute video that will help you to think about whether or not, if it's an option, your teen should be taking AP exams or not, and how do the colleges use AP exams, because there's a lot of myths around that. There's also a whole thing about how do you understand test scores using the common data set? How do you know if you should be sending them or not? How do you use that as a tool? How to know if a college requires test scores for merit aid consideration. I did 2 videos on that. How hard should you push your teen? That came up as well because this is the academic advising module. So see, I do separate little videos. This one was a little 18-minute video that I did on this, okay? And so what we've done for you guys is we've added all of these cool videos, okay? Check out the one on college list building, okay? How do you arrange a classroom visit when visiting colleges? How do you identify if a school admits by major, okay? How do you evaluate the LGBTQ plus friendliness using certain tools? That's all in here. Look at them all, okay? And so when I talk about the core content of my class, we have these 5 modules that are core, okay? And then the extra ones are like icing on the cake that when it comes time for you to really dig into that, those are there, okay? And you'll have that information in the workbooks and everything to go along with it for the long haul, okay? The next question that I get a lot is, can you come back as an alumni? So what happens is we open up spots to alumni. We give you a lot of warning and reminders, and those spots are available to alumni in each group, okay? We usually do it in a pre-sale time period, and then we do it again right when we open up, okay? And to let alumni know that you can come back at a very, very reduced rate. This year it was 60% off the course price, okay? 60% off for you to come back and have it all for another year, experience the new content, all of that. The admissions formula is priced this way because it's priced as a yearly module. It's as a model, okay? It's not priced as a lifetime you have it forever course. I do that in order to enable more people to be able to take my course, okay? So that's something that I think is important for people to understand, okay? And alumni certainly do come back until we're filled up with the alumni spots, okay? So let's see. I think I went over all of those pieces. And then the only other thing is the Facebook group. So this is the Facebook group, for example, from the year before, Admissions Formula Winter. This is a final group, okay? And, you know, posting, none of it happens after the 10 weeks. That all shuts down, okay? You still have access, though, to everything and everything we do in our Facebook group for as long as Facebook exists. This I don't take down. This folks can come back and listen to. So I already explained the Q&A threads in the masterclass. So hopefully you've watched that. But I just wanted to show you a couple other things of how we work together. So when we get to the point where we're talking about how do you study colleges, how do you research colleges, we do this thing about institutional research, and you are given an assignment and you're asked to share pieces of it so that way we can all learn about lots of different colleges, okay? So I just wanted to just show you a little peek about this. So here's someone that did Davis, okay, and they sort of talked about that. Here's someone else that did College of Worcester, Fordham, Whitman, Lewis and Clark. So you get to learn all of this stuff, and you can comment and ask questions about these people who have become experts on these schools. So it's a great way for you to build knowledge, and we have people from all over the country, but also the world, that end up doing the admissions formula. So this, I think, is a really fabulous thing, and you get to sort of learn a lot about that. And then I also wanted to show you, again, the threads that are related to the questions, okay? So when everything is all organized in here, we have a wonderful, wonderful support person who does all this for me, thank goodness. But this is an example of those question threads again, okay? So a lot of people say, is it personalized? Like, how can a group thing be personalized? You guys, it's just me. I'm answering all of your questions. I'm going through it. And so this is how we do it. Okay, we say, okay, do you have a lingering question related to the module that wasn't answered in group coaching? Okay, drop your question below. Do your best to condense it down. We walk it through, and then people can ask their questions. Okay, so we continue, they're saying, not a question, but just wanted to share that we did another round of the college conversation starters with my sophomore tonight, and it was so great. We've been navigating a lot of hard stuff lately as a family, and like talking, sharing, okay? I seem to have a blank spot in my notes from the question, what message is driven home time and time again in the media and starts very early? Whatever. Asking whatever you want, okay? And then I am responding. It's me to you. You're not getting a bunch of misinformation from other parents. Nope, I'm the one that's advising you. Parents are supporting in other ways, but I'm the one that's going to give you the college admissions advice for this time that we have together, okay? And these are all of the question threads that we go through them, and look at how many comments. 90 comments here, which means that there are like 45 different questions because the other ones I'm answering. This one, 196 comments, okay, which is related to the building of the list, and I'm answering. I'm giving people new resources if they're not on there. I'm telling people where to find things. I'm creating new videos about how to build different things that your students are looking for that maybe I didn't give you in the lessons. This is the quality. This is the stuff, okay? So we always recommend that if possible, people certainly do the Facebook group because we feel like people will have the accountability and they really do keep going in the process and they'll feel the support, okay? And I think we're like that with any new thing. It's nice to have a safe community to be in and to collaborate with. And I am very, very good at that, okay? We have boundaries in our group. I make sure people are kind to each other. I've been in those parenting groups, so have you. That's not how things work around here. However, if you're not a Facebook person, you don't want to be on social media during the time, it's okay. You will still get your questions answered in group coaching. You will still feel like you're part of our community in group coaching, and you'll just sort of disregard those times when I say, hey, I'd love for you to answer this question, go to our Facebook group and answer this. It's okay. The core content, everything that you need is always in our online course. And that's why, again, I want to make sure everybody sees this, okay? That all of the Facebook Lives or anytime I pop in and do anything, all of the replays are always in your online course that you log into, as well as any extra videos. You also have announcements that are on here, so you can look at that. Everything is in one place for you, okay? So I hope that helped with a little behind the scenes about the admissions formula. Again, our doors close tonight, Wednesday, February 8th at midnight. Everyone who enrolls will also get the Hunt for the Perfect College workshop, which is fantastic. Then you'll be able to do it right away if you want with your teenager, where you're downloading the college sorting cards, you're listening to my video, you're sitting side by side, and your teen will know. And I know you're like, how is this possible? But it works. They will know the 5 non-negotiable factors they're looking for in a college in this very low pressure, interesting way that I walk you through, and that is yours included for free if you enroll in the admissions formula tonight before the doors close. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Our pop-up Facebook group, the College List Formula, will close this evening, and I invite you to go into Straight Admissions Talk for Parents, which is our other Facebook group. I go dark now. I am not really doing much at the College Conversation. I'm not really doing much at the Admissions Formula on Instagram, and I'm pretty much invisible in Straight Admissions Talk while I focus on the parents in the Admissions Formula. Balance is my value. It's very important, and that's who I focus on now. But there, if you choose not to join us in the Admissions Formula, there's lots of wonderful content for you over at the College Conversation on Facebook. So make sure you are following that page and you look under events for our videos, and you should have a good amount of information in order to calm the process way down so that way you can help your teen and be the parent you want to be as you're guiding them through the process. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope this was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.